Welcome to Stanwood Park High's Prom Night! And this year's prom queen is... Joe Hunt!
The story begins with Joan Wang, a Chinese-American girl, staring at a world full of posters of perfect-looking girls all over the USA. It is her first day at school, and her father tries to calm her nerves by singing to her. But the moment she steps into class, the other kids start mocking her. When she opens her lunch box, their disgust says everything. Joan is crushed. That evening, she meets her father again with a big smile on her face. Roger works as a cleaner at the school, and Joan lies to him, pretending she already made lots of friends. But Roger has to work late, which means he will miss the family Dragon Boat Festival celebration, so Joan stays behind with him. That night, she watches high school students celebrating prom, and right in front of her, the prom queen is crowned. Joan takes in every second of it, and that moment sinks deep into her heart. Years later, Joan is obsessed with makeup and beauty filters. One day, she watches an influencer live streaming, and the girl casually announces that she has landed the lead role in a new TV show, so she cannot run for prom queen. Joan lights up with excitement. She calls her friend, but no one picks up. Then Joan uses a filter that changes her Chinese face into a white-looking one, and almost immediately she gets a message from the creator of the filter, telling her she has become the top user of Ethnos filter and qualified for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Soon after, Joan's mother asks why she keeps wearing so much makeup when she is already beautiful without it. Her mother tries to bring her closer by teaching her how to make dumplings, a family recipe passed down from her own mother. But Joan is not interested at all. She even brings her lunch to school and hands it to her friend Brenda, asking if Brenda heard what the influencer said, because it meant she might actually have a chance at prom queen. Brenda thinks Joan is wasting her time and does not need any of this. Just then, the influencer Olivia walks in filming with her science teacher. She launches a challenge called Feel the Burn, supposedly to raise awareness about climate change, and even donates money to the teacher's NGO. But the sweet image cracks fast. Olivia stops filming and demands better expressions from the teacher, pushing for tears just to make the video more emotional. Joan is impressed and thinks Olivia's challenge is meaningful, but Brenda sees straight through it and calls it stupid and racist. Brenda cannot stand Olivia. That is when Joan decides she wants Brenda on her side for her prom queen plan. Joan already has everything mapped out, and Brenda finally agrees to help. At this point, Joan is drifting further and further from her own culture. She does not even enjoy Chinese songs anymore. She and her mother visit a huge mansion where Roger works as a cleaner, and Joan gets a real look at how rich these people are. But then Roger accidentally breaks an expensive vase, and the woman of the house warns him that one more mistake will cost him the job and every future connection with her friends. Roger also has a cut on his hand, but he brushes it off as nothing and refuses to go to the hospital. The family stitches it up at home. Then Roger tells Joan that because of this injury he will not be able to work for a while, so she needs to take over his cleaning duties. Joan reluctantly agrees, but that night she dreams of being announced as prom queen. In the mirror though, she sees herself faceless and holding a mop. She wakes up and gets another message from the filter company. At school she puts up campaign posters, but they are painfully plain. Brenda already made her a better-looking version, but nobody cares about Joan's posters anyway. As Joan moves around campus, she notices something obvious. Most prom queens are blonde. So she dyes her hair blonde too. Her family is shocked when they see it, and her mother is upset, saying Joan's natural hair was beautiful. The next day, Joan leaves for school while her mother tells her to come straight home because it is Lunar New Year and they are going to make dumplings together. When Olivia sees Joan's new hair, she compliments it. Brenda, however, immediately realizes what Joan is doing. Joan is trying to remake herself into one of the white girls. Olivia invites her to get their nails done after school, but the truth is Olivia only brought Joan along because she can speak Mandarin and help them get a local discount at the salon. Joan plays along and makes sure everyone gets the discount, but then she asks Olivia if she has thought about endorsing someone for prom queen. Whoever Olivia backs is basically guaranteed to win. Before anything can be decided, Olivia's other friends shower her with gifts, and Olivia posts a video announcing that she will endorse one girl for prom queen, but she will reveal the name later. Then Olivia notices Joan's black roots, and almost at the same moment, Joan gets another message from Ethnos offering a free treatment for her black roots. Joan follows the address and arrives at a shady-looking shop. A man there already knows her name and tells her to come inside. He opens a secret door and Joan steps into a hidden world. The receptionist greets her like they have been expecting her, and on a TV screen she watches interviews of people whose lives changed after getting surgeries there. Then Dr. Willie appears and welcomes her. He shows her an intro video explaining that ethnos is all about changing how the world sees you. He says he used to suffer as a person of color too, so he learned that if you cannot beat them, you become them. The clinic uses ethnic modification to change skin color, body features, and facial features quickly and permanently with no pain. Even the voice changes afterward. Joan can barely believe any of it, but the doctor insists it is real. The receptionist has been transformed. The staff has been transformed. Even the doctor himself has been transformed. After years of losing out to white men, he and 2 other doctors built this technology and launched the company. Joan asks how it all works, and the doctor explains that the full procedure takes about 2 hours. She can pick the features she wants, but because she is a minor, they need a parent's signature. For now, they offer her a free hair transplant, and once she brings the signature and deposit, they can do the full transformation. Joan sits down and the procedure begins. Every strand of her hair is removed from her scalp before she leaves with her new look. When she gets home, the dinner table is already set, and her mother has left a note with some cash. Her mom comes out to greet her, and Joan apologizes for being late. Her mother is gentle about it and notices her changed look, wishing her a happy new year. The next day, Joan goes to her cleaning job and has to deal with someone's vomit. The house owner offers her the number of a hand doctor doing pro bono work, but Joan declines. The owner then says next week's cleaning is cancelled because the family is going to Peru. As Joan leaves, Olivia and her friends spot her. The following day, Joan's campaign posters are vandalized, and someone draws a mop all over them. Now Joan needs her parents' signatures, so she lies to them about a field trip and gets them to sign the papers. Her mother looks at her lovingly and says that even with that ridiculous hair, she still looks like her father. But the next day, Joan shows up for the full transformation. She is told to count backward from 20. Then she slips into a strange vision where a song plays about how good it is to be white and all the benefits that come with it. When she wakes up and sees her new face, tears pour down her cheeks. On the way home, a little girl compliments her. But when Joan gets home, her parents do not recognize her at all. Joan speaks to them in Mandarin, insisting it is her, but Roger thinks she is a stranger and tells her to leave. Joan starts proving who she is by sharing personal details only she could know. Her family is stunned. She tells them she had surgery to look this way, but Roger refuses to accept that this person is his daughter. So Joan sings the Mandarin song they all know. She also brings out the surgery pamphlet because she expected them to react badly. Her mother is horrified and asks how this could even be possible. Joan admits she lied to get their signatures and begs them to be happy for her. Instead, her parents rush to the ethnos office to confront the doctor. Dr. Willie meets with them, but Joan's mother wants her changed back immediately. The doctor says the procedure is permanent, and there is nothing he can do. Her mother breaks down, saying she wants her Chinese daughter back. The clinic refuses any refund, and the doctor insists they will eventually understand how positive this change is for Joan's future. He even suggests that maybe they should get the surgery too, offering them a family discount. That pushes her parents over the edge and they are thrown out of the office. Outside, Joan's mother cries and asks why she did this. She says being Chinese is what makes their family special. Joan fires back that being Chinese makes her weak, and now she does not have to worry about people judging her eyes wherever she goes. Her parents are devastated. Her mother warns that Joan will pay for this mistake for the rest of her life, but Joan snaps back that the real mistake was not doing it sooner. Her mother storms off in anger. Roger tells Joan that he used to look at her and see her grandmother's eyes, but now he does not even recognize his own daughter. The next day, Joan starts ignoring Brenda's calls. She stares at herself in the mirror, admiring her new appearance, until a small piece of skin peels off her forehead. After that, she heads to school and introduces herself as Jo Hunt, claiming she just moved from California. This time, instead of mocking her, the boys actually treat her better. At lunch, she walks over to Olivia's table. Olivia asks why she is there, and Joan says her father is a movie producer shooting a show nearby. Olivia has never heard of him, but that does not matter. She sends her other friends away and seats Joan beside her. Olivia says she is an actress, and Joan copies the way these girls eat and act, doing everything she can to get close to Olivia. Brenda watches in disbelief as Joan throws her lunch straight into the trash. Joan asks Olivia what she is doing on Saturday, already knowing the wealthy house owner will be gone that day. She tells Olivia her parents are out of town for the weekend, and soon everyone gathers for a party at the mansion. Joan watches a boy dancing while the other girls shower Olivia with gifts. She panics, terrified Olivia might endorse someone else. Joan tries to get closer, but Olivia is surrounded. So Joan tells some of the guys to spray the other girls with water. She rushes to Olivia with towels, while more skin begins peeling from her face. Olivia starts looking around the house, and Joan's mother keeps calling her phone. Olivia asks what Joan wants to do in life, and Joan says she wants to be a musician and write her own songs. Olivia tells her to sing something right then, so Joan awkwardly performs a terrible little song about getting endorsed for prom queen. Olivia steps closer and says she knows Joan has a secret, but then she quickly shifts the conversation and says Joan must prove she is trustworthy if she wants the endorsement. At that moment, Brenda figures out that Jo is really Joan. She recognizes her lunchbox and confronts her, furious about what she has done. Brenda grabs Joan's phone and unlocks it with the password. Joan finally admits the truth. Brenda says she called her 100 times and even went to her house. Joan hugs her and apologizes, but the moment is cut off by noise outside. A group of black students has shown up, and people start demanding to know how they got into the party. Olivia tells Joan to make them leave, but one of the girls is actually Brenda's friend. Brenda says Joan invited them. Now Joan is forced to choose a side, and she chooses Olivia's. She tells Brenda to leave. Brenda is heartbroken. Then Olivia announces that she is endorsing Joan for prom queen. The girls immediately crowd around her, but when Joan gets home, her parents ask where she has been. Joan says she was at a friend's house, but smoke clings to her clothes. Her father asks for her phone and Joan refuses. Roger tells her she will get it back when she can be trusted. The next morning she wakes up and sees even more skin peeling off her face. Things are getting worse fast, so she covers it with makeup and keeps hanging out with Olivia's group, copying everything they do. Then the prom court voting results are announced, and Joan's name is the last one called. Olivia goes live and announces she will make a special appearance at the prom celebration for Joan. Brenda watches from a distance, and when Joan tries to talk to her, Brenda tells her that what she has done makes her feel like Joan thought she was ugly, and maybe even thought Brenda was ugly too. Joan insists that is not what this was about, but Brenda refuses to come to prom. In her eyes, it would only be another clone winning. Meanwhile, Joan's condition gets worse. She goes back to see the doctor, but he is unavailable, booked solid until next year. The receptionist barely looks at her and says this is a common side effect. She gives Joan cream and tape, telling her it will help. Joan goes home, applies the cream, and uses the tape to lift the sagging skin back into place. She even stops her mother from entering the room. But soon her family confronts her and tells her that her father has been fired. The house owner discovered someone used the security code to throw a party, so she fired every worker who had access to the house. Whoever did it had to know the whole layout. Joan's mother asks if she knows anything, since Roger gave her the code and she knew the owner was away. Joan explodes in anger, saying she cannot believe her mother would accuse her. Then she says something cruel, telling them they should see it as a blessing because now they can finally learn English and get real jobs. The second those words leave her mouth, she knows she has gone too far. Still, she gets ready for prom. Her parents see her dressed up but do not react, which stings even more. Joan asks what they are celebrating and Roger says it is their 10th year in America. Then he tells her she looks beautiful. At prom, Joan dances with a boy and kisses him, but he suddenly notices her face dropping again. She rushes to fix it with tape just as Olivia appears. Olivia asks if she is okay and then reveals that the old face fights back at first. That is when Joan realizes Olivia knows all about the surgery. Olivia helps her repair her face with the tape. The prom queen announcement is almost here, so Olivia and Joan rush to the stage. And then the impossible happens. Joan is crowned prom queen. Her childhood dream finally comes true, and for a second she is glowing with happiness. But the moment she steps up and places the crown on her head, her face starts twisting horribly, almost like it is melting. People begin throwing up in shock, and in the chaos Joan passes out. When she wakes up, she is inside Olivia's house. Olivia tells her the damage will heal. Her father says it always does, and that it is rare to meet another ethnos believer. They invite Joan to dinner and casually ask what race she was before the surgery. They reveal they were Cuban and Olivia's father was one of the doctor's earliest customers. They also ask if Joan's parents got the surgery too, and when she says no, they react like that is a shame, because people who do not share their ideology will eventually fade away. Olivia's mother never got the surgery either, which is exactly why she does not live with them anymore. Joan asks if they ever miss their old life, and Olivia's father says never. Joan goes home through the window and sees her parents inside enjoying themselves. Her mother is stunned when she sees Joan's face, but Joan walks in and hugs her. Her mother explains that when she and Roger came to America, they always knew they were Chinese and always would be. But Joan grew up here with a Chinese face and that must have been confusing. Roger adds that when he first came to America, he wanted to fit in just like Joan. But eventually he realized being American is not the goal. The real goal is becoming your own version of American, and Joan will find her own path too. The next day the whole family goes to Ethnos, where a huge crowd is already waiting for surgery. Joan says she needs to see the doctor, but security spots her and throws her out. The doctor comes out and makes it clear that changing back is impossible. Joan says she feels like a monster, but the doctor tells her that for a new plant to grow, the seed has to die. Joan goes home and starts tearing off the layers of her face, only to discover her original East Asian eyes underneath. She looks at them in the mirror, tears in her eyes, finally seeing them differently for the first time. And that is where the story ends. Subscribe, like, and comment for more recaps just like this one.